Hello Hornby TT fans, and thanks for joining us. Welcome to this special announcement of our TT120 range. I'm going to be running down some of the new additions to the TT120 range, and we also got a chance to catch up with Louis, our designer, about the Class 37 TT120 project. So we've got lots to get through, from locos to accessories. Let's get stuck in. First up, two new sets. Intercity 125 high-speed train set. This train set features the following: a Class 43 HST power car numbered E43063, a Class 43 HS dummy car numbered E43062, two Mark III TS coaches numbered E42064 and E42065, a transformer, a train controller, a buffer stop, a full curve, a power straight, a standard straight, a third full curve, a left-hand point and a re-railer. Alongside our Intercity 125 high-speed train set, we also have a digital train set with sound. Our HSTs have been really popular, and with everything you need to get started, this is a great addition to the range. For steam locos, we have three J50s joining the range. Early BR J50 class 060T 68983. The Gresley designed J50 class eventually comprised 102 locomotives, with design variations such as brakes, driving positions, boilers and bunker sizes, resulting in 4 class parts. Serving across the LNER from Eastfield in Scotland to Cambridge, where there was hard work to be done, a J50 was invariably on hand to do it. Number 68983 was built at Gorton Works and entered service in January 1939 under LNER as number 608. This was the second batch of 14 J50 locomotives that were constructed at Gorton Works, as all the previous members of the class were built at Doncaster Works. It was fitted with vacuum brakes. The locomotive's running number was amended under LNER to 8983 in April 1946. After nationalisation in 1948, the locomotive was under BR ownership and was allocated to Sheffield Darnall Shed in January 1948. It saw another renumbering change to 68983 in July 1950. The Hornby J50 model sports an imposing BR black livery with a BR lake crest emblazoned on the body sides, featuring all-wheel pickups and ABS cab area. This model is also DCC ready with a 6-pin socket and includes a 3-pole motor. LNER J50 class 060T 2793. Number 2793 was one of several locomotives that were built at Doncaster Works. It was part of an order of 6 J50 locomotives to the order number 318, and its working number was 1739. The locomotive entered service in April 1930 to start its duties as a reliable tank engine. Throughout its working life, several shed reallocations took place, where the locomotive was moved to Hornsey, New England and finally Doncaster on the 9th of June 1962. After its withdrawal from service in September 1962, the locomotive became departmental number 16 for use as a steam shunter. After 32 years of service, the locomotive was scrapped on the 30th of May 1965. The Hornby J50 model sports an imposing LNER black livery again and represents the prototypical locomotive at the start of its working life. Featuring all-wheel pickups and ABS cab area, this model is also DCC ready with a 6-pin socket and includes a 3-pole motor. Finally, our BR late J50 class 060 68965. Number 68965 entered service in December 1926 as number 1069. Due to the LNER renumbering scheme, the engine's number was changed to 8965 in January 1946. At the start of BR nationalisation in January 1948, the locomotive was allocated to Stratford Shed. A renumbering change to 68965 occurred in August 1949. Various shed reallocations followed throughout, including Immingham, Frodingham, Doncaster, Mirfield and finally Ardsley in May 1962. After 36 years, 68965 was withdrawn from service on the 23rd of September 1963. Once again, this Hornby J50 model sports an imposing BR black livery with a BR lake crest emblazoned on the body sides. Featuring all-wheel pickups and an ABS cab area, this model is also DCC ready with a 6-pin socket and includes a 3-pole motor. Tanks and wagons are up next, and first a BP Shell 12-ton tank wagon. The tank wagon was the main method of transporting liquid cargo in the early days of railway. This type of tank wagon was more commonly seen hauling hazardous liquid chemicals, with different designs existing for milk and other such cargo. To replicate true freight operations on your layout, look no further than this BP Shell silver liveried 12-ton tank wagon, which includes the running number SM1061. Benzol 12-ton tank wagon. This truly eye-catching 12-ton tank wagon is painted in a Benzol and Byproducts limited livery. We also have some container wagons. Tauax IFA wagon with a 45-inch container, DFDS. IFA wagons were constructed by Arbel Falvet Rail in France during the 1980s, and their main duties were to transport freight in shipping containers as their load. As a ferry boat wagon, these wagons could be transported on European ferries and were also able to go through the Channel Tunnel to the UK. Coincidentally, 2024 marks the 30th anniversary of the Channel Tunnel opening. Our model replicates a Tauax SFF GMSS IFA wagon with a DFDS black liveried 45-inch shipping container as a load. With a chassis made of die-cast metal, this sturdy wagon can run around the tracks smoothly, perhaps coupled with a Hornby TT120 Class 66 locomotive. The model also features close coupler mechanisms and highly detailed wheel sets with low flanges. Another IFA wagon with a 45-inch container, Hapag-Lloyd. Our model replicates a Tauax IFA wagon with a Hapag-Lloyd orange liveried 45-inch shipping container as a load. With all the same features as the previous IFA wagon, this is another great addition to the range. And finally, our Tauax IFA wagon with 45-inch container, Hanjin. This model sports a Hanjin blue liveried 45-inch shipping container as a load, and once again contains all the same features that you get in our other two IFA wagons. We're going to take a little break from our new additions now to speak to Louis about the Class 37 TT120 project.
Hiya, so my name's Louis, and you may know me by now, but I am a product designer at Hornby. Yeah, so currently we're sat in the Class 37. So I started it in about November, so it's March now, which is about 5-6 months. I've finished the design of it, so the next stage would be to send it to China, and hopefully the tooling will be quite imminent. Obviously TT's a lot smaller than 00, and we didn't have the CADs for the 00 model, even though we do have it in 00. So we actually got someone to scan the whole locomotive, and I was able to basically put that on the CAD software and use it as a reference, which has been really useful. Because it's TT, I'd say one of the main difficulties is getting all the parts to fit, which probably includes tolerances, the gaps between the parts, and as you can see there's a lot of detail on the actual locomotive, and trying to get a representation of that on the loco is really important. As you probably know, the Class 37 has loads and loads of different variations. I've had to cater for all of that. I have to ensure I make all the parts, so in the future if we bring out a particular variation, I've already created the parts for that. Because it's TT, it's a lot smaller, it still needs to pull everything behind it, so it still needs the weight. So I've been very space conscious to ensure I've maximised the amount of weight within the locomotive, whereas 00 you have the luxury of it being bigger, so it's genuinely just heavier. Getting this 3D print made, Class 37, it really puts into perspective how small TT is, especially compared to the real thing.
Thank you to Louis for talking to us, and thank you of course to Locomotive Storage for allowing us to film in the 1-to-1 collection. We're also adding some new coaches and wagons into the range. The Pullman First Class Kitchen Medusa. The Pullman Car Company took rail travel to the next level of opulence at a time when rail travel was already a premium experience. The Pullman services, as operated by the PCC, lasted almost a century, with the first service operating in 1874 and the last in 1972. Pullman services, with very few exceptions, were made up of the PCC's own rolling stock. This stock consisted of unique to the UK, almost American-style coaches, made of wood and painted in the umber and cream livery. This elegant Pullman coach is painted in the classic Pullman umber and cream livery and continues the Greek naming convention by being called Medusa. Attention to detail is shown by curtains printed on the insides of the windows. An opulent crest is emblazoned on the body side. Pullman First Class Kitchen Iolanthe. Pullman services operated on each of the big four rails and on the latter nationalised rail network. The operator most opposed to the notion of the service was the GWR, who saw their own coaches as being more than luxurious enough, and therefore there would be little point in operating Pullman trains, although they themselves would eventually commission some services. Once again, this elegant Pullman coach is painted in the classic Pullman umber and cream livery and continues the Greek naming convention by being called Iolanthe. Attention to detail again is shown by curtains printed on the inside of the windows, and an opulent crest is emblazoned on the body side. Now, it's not just about locos and rolling stock though. We know you want to create layouts, so we have new accessories being added to our range. First up, the level crossing. This single track level crossing can be adapted perfectly to suit your layout needs. There's an option for alternative modern and steam era gates. Different road sections will be available to be clipped on. There are additional level crossings to make a double, triple or even quadruple, whatever your choice. Any 166mm straight track is suitable to utilise. And we also have some signals joining the range that can be interchanged with this crossing. First up, home signal. The red arms are often seen prior to signals with yellow arms, which signify distant or caution. A semaphore signal is used as per early GWR on LMS operating days. Distant signal. The yellow arms signify distant or caution and are seen prior to signals with red arms. A semaphore signal is used as per early GWR and LMS operating days. Junction home signal. The junction home signal represents the type of signal used on the approach to the points. The taller signal controls the main line and are commonly seen neighbouring the yellow arms. Junction distance signal. The junction distance signal represents the type of signal used on the approach points. The taller signals again control the main line, whereas the yellow arms signify distant or caution and are seen prior to signals with red arms. And finally, isolating fish plates. Fish plates are a required part of any model railway. These are essential not just for the connecting of track lengths, but they also play a crucial role in allowing power to pass from each section. For a double loop of track, these isolating fish plates can be fitted to the track for the locomotive to not pass the points in a certain loop. Utilise these isolated fish plates for your TT120 layout. 12 isolating fish plates are included. All these new additions are available on our website right now, and we've got many more models coming in the next month. We want to continue to bring you updates on all of our models that are coming in, and there may be some special announcements and surprises here and there. So make sure you're subscribed here and all of our social channels, because you never quite know when we're going to pop up with a new announcement. Join me later today at 1 for a live Q&A with Martin and Carl, and if you're watching this after the fact, you can watch this anytime on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you on the next one.